Hello and welcome to Attention Central Texas. I'm your host, Charles Jenkins, and in the studio with me we have Bishop David Scoggins of Abundant Life Church of God. Hello, sir, and welcome to today's show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. I love what we're getting ready to talk about, Jammin for Jesus. Tell me what that is all about and how you got that name.
Well, Jammin for Jesus has been around as of this year, be our 20th year.
All right.
And I know that many people in many churches, they know what a fall festival would
Yes,
be.
sir.
Well, this is a fall festival that is more like a block party all in our parking lot. We take our upper parking lot area right out in front of our church, bring in a 45-foot tractor trailer that opens up into a professional stage.
Oh, my.
We have live local entertainment that runs all day long, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We have games and prizes for kids, bounce houses. We cook food on site. There's a train ride for all of our smaller littles that'll be running around, face painting, hair, all that kind of thing. And then that evening at about 6:30, we start a evening portion of that, which is really the jamming part. That's where we have praise and worship going on, drama teams that are going to be ministering on stage, Christian dance teams. We've had Christian hula, Hawaiian hula. It's a big thing. Just finished the Soul Polyfest this past 2 weekends ago, I guess it was. And so Christian hula is another one. Soloists, just different things. And then we always end up the end of it with a good, powerful word, as well as a big black light special that we do when it's good and dark outside, and that's kind of our final finale for the evening. But Jammin for Jesus' heart was to be able to reach out to all of the community, our families on Fort Hood,
Yes, sir.
to give them a place to connect. And a lot of times you can get folks to come out to a situation like that as opposed to maybe necessarily a Sunday morning church service. And so what our goal behind that is to reach out so that way as we reach out, God can reach within.
That's good.
So, and go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. Is there, I know you've done it for several years. What has the feedback been and how's the community receptive of it?
When a lot of times when they see that trailer come rolling in on that Saturday morning at about 8 o'clock, and then we put out lots of advertisement. KPLE has been a good help with that, and several radio stations has been in assistance with that. The Sentinel, as well as the Clean Daily Herald, has been a help with that. And we've had as many as 986 on the grounds, and our average is about 550. Okay. I believe our numbers 2 years ago was 546. We got a rain out last year, but 546 the year before last. So it averages about 550 people. And then all of our students that are 16 years of age or younger that come, we give them a free T-shirt that they get to wear throughout the year, however they want to. But we give them a free T-shirt for all of our students that are 16 years and under while supplies last, because everybody comes through a registration line. And so we give those students that, and it's been a blessing over the years. I have been several places around Texas, around the United States, even abroad, and I have seen a Jammin for Jesus T-shirt from one of this last 19 years. So yeah, it's an incredible event that is completely free for our community.
That's awesome. And I heard you say you feed these people. How do you feed that many people?
Well, I have to brag on our church. Our church is absolutely amazing. Everything that we do in-house. We have a few sponsored partners that help us out a little, but for the most part, it's all coming from within our church.
That's good.
And we grilled hot dogs for the day, homemade donuts, chili cheese nachos, kind of the old school carny kind of a thing. We make it fresh right there on site. Snow cones. We've done snow cones and popcorn. just fun stuff like you would get at the fair, or you would get at a school carnival or something like that. But again, we give everybody comes through a registration line. So we register how many's in their house. That gives us a good idea, engage on what we can plan for in our organization. Plus, it gives us a good track on the T-shirts that we're handing out. And then in addition to that, we hand out tickets for the most part to everyone that comes, so that way they can go through the line and get food. And then once everybody has been served, then it's more or less Katie bar the door. Everybody just come get everything they want. But we try to make sure everybody is served first, and then once everybody's been served, then of course you can come back until it's gone.
All right. I love that you feed the stomach and you also feed the soul with the word. Speaking of feeding, I hear you have a food pantry.
We do. We operate a food bank ministry on the 2nd and the 4th Tuesday of each month.
Wow.
We begin at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it goes till about 1 p.m. is when we close. The only two requirements that we have for that is from our community is we ask that you have a photo identification, and then within the last 30 days, something that verifies your residency, a bill or something that we can see that's dated. That's just so that way it helps us to be able to track exactly how many's in your family, that you are from the immediate community in our area. And our food bank ministry is wonderful. Once again, it's like Jammin for Jesus and our other outreaches. Most of the support comes from within our church. We have a shared cost that we endure out of the main food bank out of Austin. And so we're thankful for them, because that really does help us.
Yes.
But then we also receive donations from anyone within the community that would love to bring, dry goods or canned goods of that nature. No spoils, preferably, because that makes it challenging for us to be able to house it or keep it. But we would welcome any of that, and we love to be a blessing to the community.
And this takes place at your church. Share that address and going back to Jammin for Jesus, share the date and the time for that as well.
Absolutely. Well, everything happens at 1210 Florence Road, right here in Killeen, Texas, and it's at Abundant Life Church. And you can find us at that physical address. Jammin for Jesus will begin at 4 o'clock that afternoon. Normally the line for registration starts lining up around 3. And if we're ready to roll, then we go ahead and open up the line. But our physical start time is actually at 4 o'clock. And so the food's going to run from about 4 to about 6:30, and then we will begin our evening portion of worship, jamming for the Lord. So live entertainment throughout the day. And if anyone ever needs us or needs to reach us in any way, they can always go to our website or they can call our office.
I like that. I see that you do a lot in the community, and my question for you is, why is that so important, reaching the community around the church and surrounding areas around your church?
I guess I would have to answer that question with a question, and it's simply this: then what is the church for?
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
There was a point in time before the government took care of all of the services they provide, and we're thankful for that today. But the fact of the matter is, there was a time period when everybody came to the church.
That's right.
To the point to where you go all the way back to the early church in the book of Acts, and you find that the ministry got so overwhelmed by taking care of those that were in need, that those that were ministering the gospel looked out and asked the question. They said, do we leave ministering the gospel, the word of God, to go and serve tables? It would be better for us to look out among you and find 7 people that are filled with the Spirit to be able to do this work. So let's find those people to do the work. Let's be the hands and the feet of Jesus. That's what the church is.
I love it.
And so my heart is to become what Paul said, all things to all men, that I might by in some way save some. And if you'll meet somebody where their point of need is, you have an opportunity to speak into their life. And that's what we want to do. We want to find the common ground that it takes to be able to minister to people, because that's what it's all about.
You see me over here smiling because your heart speaks through when you're talking, and I love that about you. Tell us a little bit about why is it important to you to just, 9 years running or 20 years, Why is it important for you to just keep doing this year after year after year? Because apparently you're making a difference in people's lives.
That's exactly the point. There's an opportunity there for us to reach out once again so that God can reach within. The mission of our church, which the Lord spoke to me 9 years ago when I came to Abundant Life Church as pastor. I didn't know what Jammin for Jesus was at that particular point, and it was already an outreach ministry that was in operation. And it basically started because people just wanted to enjoy celebrating the Lord just openly. And now it is turned into an absolute outreach where the Gideons have got on board, and we're passing out Bibles, and we have a prayer tent. You know, not only are we feeding, like you said, people's their physical man, but we're ministering to their spiritual man.
Yes.
You know, we're doing everything that we can to touch people's lives, and that's what God's called us to do.
I love it.
Our mission of our church is to connect Christ with the community and throughout the world. We have several retirees, several active, and several deployed that they put on that uniform and defend my position and my rights so that I can defend and share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And so whatever it takes for us to do that, that's what we're going to do. Our church was originally founded in 1965 upon this thought. There needs to be a strong Pentecostal church in Killeen, Texas. And we are, from what I understand in the history that I've learned, we're like the oldest Pentecostal church in the area. And in 1965, when the church was originally established, it was established with one main purpose in mind, and that is to minister the Holy Spirit to the soldiers of Fort Hood.
Wow.
That was its purpose when it started. And now it's become a dynamic church that ministers to the whole family. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what you look like. We just desire you there, and we'll wrap our loving arms around you. And whatever it is that we can do to help you, that's what we're here for.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Any final thoughts?
I just want to say thank you so much to you and KPLE for allowing me this opportunity to come and share and to be a part of this and to partner with you in this. It's huge. And I'm very thankful for this local television station that is continuing to broadcast and minister throughout Central Texas. And again, for that, I appreciate it, and it is my honor to be here today.
Yes, sir. And share that date one more time, Jammin for Jesus.
Jammin for Jesus, October the 12th. And we'll be starting promptly at 4 o'clock, if not a little sooner. So line up by 3 o'clock for registration, and all 16 and under students will receive a T-shirt while supplies last.
Bishop, thank you for what you do.
God bless you.
Appreciate you. And thank you, our viewers, for tuning in to Attention Central Texas.